Hey sports fans, this is Straight from the Basement with Tommy Ommy. I'm a sports fan who always said, if I never played a sport professionally, then I want to talk about it. I'm born and raised in New York City. Played organized basketball for several well-known teams in the mid-'70s and the early '80s, such as the legendary Home Cold Rucker Tournament, Melbank, Stone Gym and Riverside Church, LaGuardia House, and my all-time favorite, Each One Teach One. Having sports in my life at an early age always kept me out of trouble. If I wasn't playing basketball, I was either playing football or baseball. Hey sports fans, this is Straight from the Basement with Tommy Ommy, where my opinions, views, and facts will cover the hottest, the latest, and the past sports events. Welcome. Once again, I want to continue to thank everyone who has liked and subscribed to my podcast. And if this is the first time you're viewing it, please do the same. As always, before I even get into today's topic, yes, I got one hot topic I must talk about. I'm talking about the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis. Yeah, Giannis. Listen, I got to talk about him. I'm going to talk about him for a little while. This is why it's only one hot topic. Giannis and a few, when I say a few, December 15th, which is next week, he has to make a decision whether he's going to stay with the Bucks to the end of the year or request a trade that can start December 15th and ends February 6th. So he has to make that decision, him and his family. Listen, Greek freak, something else. And I can just do a show strictly on him, but I got a long show, so I'm going to speed this up. Giannis has not formally requested a trade. But if the Milwaukee Bucks come next week, December 15th, decide and say, hey, you know what? Let's trade him. Let's get rid of him. Let him go. Let him go. Even if he's having trouble deciding, let's trade him. Let's rebuild. We're not going anywhere. Let's rebuild. They can do that. And they can start talking to other teams starting December 15th. I'm talking about the Milwaukee Bucks organization, y'all. Now, here's when things get a little funky, if you want to call it. Management, they know, and I'm not saying it's the same management, but it took 50 years for this man, Giannis, to give them their second chip. And if you remember, for those who were born, they had a guy named Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and they let him go in 75 to the Lakers. Okay, so they got a lot of decisions that they really gotta make, the Milwaukee Bucks organization, because if you decide to say, hey, we're gonna trade you, or he requests for a trade, and that happens, you know you ain't getting another player of that caliber no time soon. I mean, no time soon. That's Giannis. He's a beast. So some things to think about when you the Milwaukee Bucks organization. Now, you got Doc Rivers. I call him a good coach, not a very good coach. He's not no Hall of Fame coach. That's just my opinion. Okay? But the Milwaukee Bucks for the last 5 years, I'm going to, at least for the last 5 years, y'all, have not did anything for this team. What I mean by that, they just got old. The organization has let the players get old instead of like just throwing new, fresh legs in there. And they all got old together. I'm talking about Giannis. I'm talking about Chris Middleton. Lopez, the Lopez brother. Who else? Portis. They all got old together. You know what I'm saying? And then they try to throw Damian Lillard couple of years ago in the mix, that shit didn't work. Okay? You see where they at now. Milwaukee Bucks ain't saying nothing, and Giannis know that. They not saying jack. So, this should be a no-brainer. It should be a no-brainer to Giannis. I mean, just come out and say you want to be traded. Make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've been doing my little research, as I always do. Right? It's a few media outlets that got a good 5 NBA teams that can really unload to get Giannis. Now, we all know Giannis said over the summer, if he was to leave, his preference, and he only named one, it's New York Knicks. So I want to start off with the Knicks. If that was to happen, Knicks would have to give up the Catman, along with OG, or the Catman and Mikal Bridges. And they may want Deuce McBride off that bench. They may want. We talking about Giannis, the unstoppable dude. I'm going to get into that in a second. Then my Lakers. If my Lakers, because my Lakers is in that mix. Austin Reeves, his stock value is super high, averaging 30. Lakers got to make a decision very shortly if they're going to give him that max, his first max. We talking 2 and change. I like Austin Reeves a lot as a Laker fan. But he's not a two-way player. I call him a 1.5. His defense is getting a little better. We know what he can do on the offensive end. But if the Lakers wanted to make that move with Austin Reeves, they have to give up Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, and Jared Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt is gone because JJ's not even playing no more. He's not even playing him no more, even when it's garbage time. So he's in his shit list. So I expect Vanderbilt to be gone by the trade deadline, right? Warriors is also in this mix. Draymond Green name came up as a big maybe. Who can deal with that shit other than Steve Kerr? I don't know. But Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Pozinski, Moses Moody is in that package, if that was to happen. And then the Brooklyn Nets is involved. I was trying to understand that shit, but a lot of the media outlets got the Brooklyn Nets. Like if he wants to come here, for what? But Michael Porter Jr., Nick Claxton, and a boatload of picks, right? Because, you know, no disrespect to the NBA players, you know what I'm saying? Nick Claxton and Michael Porter Jr., them two alone is just not making it and satisfying Milwaukee Bucks to get rid of the beast, right? So you gotta get rid of a shitload of picks to compensate for that. Now, the last team on the mix is the San Antonio Spurs. No, Victor's not in that, or Fox is not in that. But they young studs. You talking Dylan Harper, Devin Vessel, Keldon Johnson, plus Stephen Castle. That's a lot of young legs that's doing the damn thing right now. So, this is what we talking about right now when it comes to the Greek Freak. I love saying that. He's a beast. So, I personally hope that Giannis the Greek Freak is selfish in his decision making. I really hope he is selfish in his decision making. And I'm stressing it like this because this dude owes the city of Milwaukee and the Milwaukee organization, he owes them nothing. Listen, he's been loyal for 12 years straight. 12 years straight. He gave them their second chip again in 50 years. He owes them nothing. He needs to now just go and showcase his talent in a big market city. He is 31 years old. Listen, yeah, I know he gets injured from time to time, Damn near like over 100 times he's been injured. But you know what you get from this man. You know what I'm saying? And I believe most of those injuries is because he was just doing too much because of the talent he had on the team. I believe he goes to a big market city like the New York Knicks where there's a lot of talent. I don't think he got to kill himself that much like the way he's been doing with Milwaukee Bucks. That's just my decision. It's just my decision in my opinion. I feel that's the way I feel. You know what I'm saying? I think if he goes to another team that has enough talent where he does not have to kill himself each night, yeah, his career can go into the 40-year-old mark. Right? He's 31. Listen, he's 31. I can see him going 9 more years. You know what I'm saying? Unless he gets a real injury where it just ends his career. But I can see him. He's strong. I mean, man, listen, we could go on and on with this man. Listen, he got to make up his mind. Got to let the NBA world know very shortly. I'm praying and I'm hoping that he says, I want out. So, enough of Giannis. Let's get started with today's topic. I want to talk about the NBA Pacific Division 2025. NBA Pacific Division 2025. Yes, we are in week 8. Week 8 in this new NBA season, y'all. I'm smiling because the NBA Cup is hotter than hot. Yeah, my boys, we trying to go to Vegas and get that cup once again. That's what we're trying to do. Listen, December 15th, like I've been saying, is the date that teams can start negotiating on who they want to get rid of and who they want from other teams. Yeah, December 15th, which is next week. Listen, all these eligible players that just got their contracts in the offseason, new contracts. Yeah, doesn't mean that since you just got a new contract that you're going to be sticking and staying with that team. They know that. All NBA players know that, right? Now, I'm expecting, because, you know, I did a TikTok show last week. I named a good 10 to 15 players, big name players with big contracts that I know is going to be moving on. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got a lot of big names that's going to be moving on. And yes, Giannis is one of them. I truly believe he's moving on. But we got a lot of big names with a lot of big contracts. And what that means is all those role players is going to be bunched up in those packages. Oh, players going to be going airborne from east to west. I mean, planes going to be flying. New homes for a lot of NBA players is what I'm trying to say from December 15th to the trade deadline, December 6th at 3 p.m. This is what I'm trying to say. So, everybody in the West Coast knows, right? But shit, excuse my French. Everybody in the NBA knows that the champs is the champs. And I don't see a team beating them. So I'm basically saying right now, like I said on my TikTok show last week, they repeating. And I said it on my last show, my last YouTube show. They repeating. Unless somebody does something real serious by the trade deadline to get who they need to get, then you may can start in a Game 7 series with the OKC. You may say something. But right now, I don't see nobody saying nothing. My Lakers included. This is what I'm trying to say. So, teams know, listen, especially out in the West, if you want to try to come out the West, you know what you need in order to have a chance against the champs. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, listen, this is a new season. 8 weeks in. Season is new, but it's moving real fast. So, for this show, I still have Thomas, the creator, and Rel, the editor and producer of this podcast show, straight from the basement. Listen, we're going to continue to dissect each division. But for right now, fellas, how y'all doing on a Tuesday cold evening here in New York City? I know y'all in St. Louis and I know y'all in Houston, but for me, we freezing. How y'all doing? Talk to me, fellas.
I'm all right. It's about 40s, 50s here. So, I mean, we just had the freezing weather here last week. So everything that was here last week is up there right now in New York. But we cool right
Yeah.
now. The temp's supposed to drop again this weekend. So I'm staying bundled up regardless. No need for pneumonia.
Here's that bundle. What's going on in Houston? What's going on in Houston, Thomas?
Everything is good in Houston. You know, you both are welcome to come out here.
Oh, I'm coming back next year. I'm
It's
visiting.
it's decent. It's decent weather. You know, it doesn't feel like winter. You know, so it's good. All is good weather-wise out here in Houston.
All right, okay. Well, let's get this second half of this show rocking and rolling. We get ready to dissect the Pacific Division out there in the Western Conference. Yeah, we gonna start with these Sacramento Kings, Rel. How far and what's needed for these Sacramento Kings to make noise in the playoffs?
Oh man, they just need someone to be serious on this team. They have a fun team. They basically the Bulls 2.0, to be honest. Like they got my
Okay.
boys, got DeRozan, they got Sabonis, got Westbrook. Like if this was recess, they'd be like the best team ever. Like
Yeah, in the
if
East,
you
right? Yeah, in the East.
yeah, if you on the playground or something, this probably be the best team to have in like the backyard of the playground because you don't know what to expect. But as far as where they gonna go in the playoffs, I got them going to maybe the play-in, if that. And that's just me basing them off being the Bulls 2.0 for the most part.
Okay. All
And
right.
so
Yeah.
I'll say
Yeah.
the main thing they'll need is someone like, well, they already have a veteran, but like a veteran that could actually win on their
Okay.
team.
All right. Well, they 6-18 at the moment. I'm gonna get into that in a second. But Thomas, how far you think they going and what's needed?
I got respect for the Kings, their guards per se. I'll keep it short and say that, and I'll also say that, I say their guards because we know who their guards are. They got Westbrook. They got we know who they got, but they don't have anybody in the paint, that can specialize in getting a rebound at bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? And then on the other side, they can't even specialize on averaging more than 10 points, 12 points down there in the paint with their
Yeah.
bigs. And so they're really hurting in the big man area, I believe. And I don't know, man. I just kind of expected more out of Zach LaVine up to this point in his career. And I don't know if like some guys just get all of this money and like they stop being a dog and a killer. But I remember this guy jumping all over the place and knocking down threes. And it's kind of like he's like chosen a back seat to some of his teammates recently. And I think Rel, you spoke on that not too long ago. And so, yeah, I'll wrap it up and say I don't see them going far. I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs.
Okay. All right. Well, I got both of y'all opinion on the Sacramento Kings. They 6-18 right now, tied for 13th in the 14th seed with those Clippers. I don't see them coming out of the gutter. So I don't even see them going into the play-in tournament. They're not getting there. I don't even see that. Okay. The trade deadline, everything starts next week, December 15th, right? It's when teams, owners, and GMs can start talking to each other on who they thinking about wanting from each other's team and, trying to package this one, right? So everything starts December 15th. I know Sabonis, he's out. Sabonis is out, and he's out with a meniscus tear. He's going to be reevaluated in 3-4 weeks. I know they already been talking about it's time for him to go. He's been there too long, so I don't see Sabonis there. I don't see Sabonis there. I see Sabonis gone before the deadline. Not next, not no trade in next summer. I see him gone before the deadline. Meniscus tear, no meniscus tear. And with the Zach LaVine thing, along with the DeRozan, I was watching them the other day. They got offense. You know what I mean? Nobody's really playing too much defense, right? You know, you got Russell Westbrook. You got Dennis Schroeder, who's hurt. He'll be back shortly. You got Precious Achiuwa from the New York Knicks, right? Malik Monk, you know, he come in there and start dancing, right? But fourth quarter, you know, and it's not even the coaching. I thought it was Mike Woods. When he got fired. It's not even the coaching. It's the chemistry. It's the team. It's the chemistry. It's just too many hands that want the ball to score. You know what I mean? And so I don't. And they undersized, as you indicated, Tom, as far as with the center position with Sabonis. He's an undersized. He's not really a center. You know what I'm saying? He has a center body. But as far as a height-wise, he's a power forward. So I don't have them going. I don't even have them entertaining the playing tournament. So we're gonna see what upper management does. I think Vladi Divac is part of that GM. Yeah, he's part of that GM negotiation. So we're gonna see what Vladi do in these next start next week. Yeah, so that's my take on them. We're going to move along, though, with those Los Angeles Clippers, Rel. How far and what do you think is needed for those Clippers? My God. Talk to me.
It's a mess in LA right now, especially with the thing with CP3 and his retirement not going right, them sending him home. They need Kawhi to be healthy, which is rare nowadays. They need the team to be healthy, and that's the only thing that can carry them to the playoffs. As of right now, I have them on the outside looking in. I would actually swap them with the Kings. I said the Kings gonna be in the play-in. I would rather say the Clippers will be in the play-in, the Kings gonna be outside.
Okay.
Because they still have James Harden, they still got Bradley Beal, they still have a team, but
no. Sorry to interrupt. Bradley Beal, remember, he's out for the season. Done as of last month with that that his left hip got fractured. Yeah, he's done.
Forgot about that. So health is the main thing they need right now. Health and leadership. Because I think James Harden's on the downturn of his career. He's not at his peak like he was a couple years ago. So that'd be the main thing they need. And so as right now, I have them on the outside looking in or possibly getting to the play-in. But the West is just too stacked right now.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Thomas? How far and what's needed for those Clippers 6-18 right now?
Man, it's ugly. It's ugly. I don't see them making a play. James Harden, he just he's off 40-something, 50-something the other night. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we know what he's capable of doing. He doesn't really need a lot around him. He's like that. When he did what he was doing in Houston years back and they went to the conference finals, I don't know that he still doesn't have that in him. But he's like this emotional player that depending on his team, depending on his environment, you don't know what you're gonna get. And I don't know, maybe that was a perfect situation over there with, Chris Paul at that time, but then Chris Paul got hurt and they fell short, if you can remember.
Right.
Chris Paul's here, and I feel like the league, James Harden is getting caught in a crossfire between the league and Chris Paul, because I don't believe that Chris Paul ever really was liked by the league in general. And I think there's a bunch of reasons that players talk about behind the scenes and on podcasts and all of that. And there's not a lot of respect for Chris Paul. Chris Paul has been very nasty, you know what I'm saying, in a way that Jordan was, and maybe at times Kobe was. But it's different when you like that and you're not Jordan and Kobe. And so I got a lot of respect for Chris Paul. I feel like we should talk about him, and everything that's going on with him for his game. But didn't he take up a role for the Players Association, the president or
Right,
something?
right. He was the president of Players Association. Yes,
Right.
for
And I
years.
think that role and who he felt he needed to be in that role hurt him, on the court and with his teammates and so forth. I think they could really use him right now, but they're not on the same page. And so, yeah, with that being said, I don't see them making the playoffs at all. And I think that James Harden, he needs to toughen up, man. Like, he needs to toughen up. He's got some solid bigs. He's got Zubac. He's got Lopez. Lopez knows how to win, and yeah, I don't know, man. This is the new era after Kobe, after Jordan, these guys that get all of this money, and it's like they need a stacked squad. It's like,
Yeah,
dude, we got everything you need, James Harden. Run it back. You're still young,
yeah.
but I'll leave it there, man. I'm done with a lot of these guys.
Yeah, well, the Clippers, this is what I've been seeing for the last couple of years. They got a bunch of veterans. They got too many veterans on that team. Where come late third, going into that fourth, especially depending on who they playing, don't have the legs. I see it on defense. They don't have the legs. They too old. You got James Harden, Chris Dunn, who I thought was always in college a good defender. He's their youngest guy, but he's a veteran, right? Kawhi Leonard, yeah, he's back. 9 out of 10, he'd be back on street clothes duty, right? John Collins, right? Zubac. Okay, so you got a very good starting five on paper, right? Right. Then you got Brogdon coming off the bench, right? You got Platoon coming off the bench. Old man Brook Lopez coming off the bench, right? Derrick Jones Jr., who's out, right? But he'll be back soon. He got an MCL, right knee, won't be evaluated in some weeks. So they really missing his defense because he's their defensive specialist. They missing this dude. But when they get him back, Chris Paul's done. I just read an article. Chris Paul's happy. He's basically saying he's happy this shit happened. So he's happy. I don't think we see Chris Paul no more on an NBA court, right? That's how his career is ending. Because I can't see another team just wanting him, and he wanted to retire as a Clipper. Well, he retired as a Clipper. It just didn't go the way he wanted it to go. So we can get into Chris Paul another time. But looking at this Clippers as a whole, with Tyronn Lue as the coach, they just too damn old, and that is the issue. They need to do something about that. Come December 15th, starting next week, they got to get some young cats coming off that bench. Some very good young cats coming off that bench. They just too old. That's what the deal is. They just too old. And so where do I see them going? I see them because of who they have, right? And if Kawhi is healthy going into after trade deadline, he can stay healthy, I can see them gaining and getting in the play-in, getting out of the play-in, getting that eighth seed only. And 9 out of 10, if this is the eighth seed, they're going to see the Thunder and get knocked out first round. So really shit don't matter, right? So that's the way I've been looking at the Clippers, right? So that's the way I'm looking at them, right? But we can move on because I want to get into the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors, Rel. How far and what do you think is needed for these Golden State Warriors?
Man, I got the Warriors going to the first round, possibly maybe the second if they can stay healthy.
Okay.
If Steph can stay healthy, if Steph is healthy, I got them going to the second. I'll take that back. I got them going to the second round because I still believe in the Warriors. They really don't need nothing else. They just need health, similar to the Clippers. But I feel like if they were healthy last year, they may have went to the round after where they got eliminated.
Yeah,
So
that might have happened. Mm-hmm.
they still got a solid squad. We got Al Horford, got Jimmy Buckets.
Right,
Draymond's still there. You got to make sure Draymond is not losing his mind, going crazy.
right.
And Steph still got his green light. So I
Yeah,
got them going to about the second round if they can stay healthy.
stick around. They stay healthy. What about you, Thomas? Talk to me.
Hey, listen, Steph Curry is in the past 10 years the greatest NBA player I've seen. And I'm rocking with Steph Curry, from a standpoint of just saying that. But outside of Steph Curry, it's like I don't want to hear nobody call this guy Jimmy Buckets, because this guy he's not averaging more than 20. You know what I'm saying? Where's the legacy fighting at? Why aren't these guys fighting for their legacy? You got Steph Curry on your team, Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Like, take the lead. You know what I'm saying? Let Steph come in when he come in and do what he do, but take the lead. You know what I'm saying? Kaminga, like all you guys are I don't know, man. Maybe these guys are being paid too much because they have a solid, decent team here.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting at. Buddy Hield, Gary Payton. They still got Draymond. Steph Curry lately has been trying his best to step up in his brother's shoes, and of course, it's not quite the same. But he's been getting them over the hump from the point guard position, and so it's like, y'all know, I'm not the type of fan of the NBA to feel like people always need more on their team. I think they've got a decent squad, especially for the West. And if Steph Curry stays healthy, I know they're going to make it to the playoffs. And then from there, it's just a matter of like, are you guys going to Jimmy Butler, Al Horford, Kaminga, are you guys, Buddy Hield, are you guys going to play to your fullest potential? And then if yes, I think they can take out really a lot of teams, maybe not the Thunder, but I see them, they can at least make it to the second round.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right now Curry's hurt with that quad again. Yeah, he'll be back, and then his conditioning is he's never been an NBA player in history, and I can say that, who's been conditioned like this man throughout his career, all the running he does. It has caught up with him these last few years, and I can see him getting hurt again because his non-stop movement in offense is just. He's 36 now, right? Okay. You got Jonathan Kaminga, who may not be there by the trade deadline. Kaminga, because Warriors is one of the teams, going by a few of these outlets that I've been looking at, media outlets, that is interested in Giannis, and they already started talking about who will have to go, and that will be Kaminga because he just got a new contract. Right? Kaminga would be one. So he may not even be there. But even if they don't make a move for Giannis, I don't know if Kaminga's going to be there. Because Kaminga, his talent, he's a starter on a lot of other teams. He's a starter on a lot of other teams, right? There's no room here for him, for a starter. And they paying him a lot of money to come off the bench. You got old man Horford, right? You got Brandon Pazinski, who I like, right? I got the Warriors getting that 7th seed, getting into the play-in tournament, because right now they 13-12. And that's how the season's going. They're going to be fighting every game. They're going to be fighting and crawling every game. Because more and more teams and more coaches are getting hip to that constant ball movement, right? I'm seeing the defense on these with these other teams with this motion offense that they have throughout the years. Coaches are playing it very well now, and so they're not getting it the way they used to get it. So I got them coming out of the play-in and getting a 7 seed. Clippers getting the 8, they getting the 7th, and depending on who they play, if it's my Lakers or Denver or the Rockets, whoever's on the, because I believe those 3 would be the 2nd seeds. Depending, I don't see the Clippers, I don't see the Warriors beating either 3. So got the Warriors only getting into the first round and getting eliminated. That's the way I'm looking at this picture. You know what I mean? That's the way I'm looking at it. Because I'm looking at this picture similar to the way the picture ended up last year. You know? Yeah, with the Clippers and the Warriors going at it 7th and 8th. And so, Rel, we're going to start dissecting these Phoenix Suns. Yes, the Phoenix Suns. These Suns, man, listen, how far and what you think is needed for the Phoenix Suns, because they playing.
Man, Phoenix Suns, they're like in the middle of the conference right now. They're ranked, what are they ranked? Let me put it back up. It's number
14 and
7.
10. Yeah, they 14 and 10 right now.
Dead center. So I would say they still have key pieces. They still got a squad. They got the young boy Jalen Green, the wild card, who kind of want to be like the next Draymond.
Right.
Like he be physical. Of course, you got Devin Booker. They have a decent squad. I would probably say they got Grayson Allen. I mean, they have the pieces. It's just about execution, getting over their hump. I feel like they're like right the higher middle of the West. So they're like above the Warriors and Clippers, but they're right below like the Timberwolves and the Thunder to me. So they just got to execute to try their best. So I got them going to flirting between their first and second round.
Okay. You got the Phoenix maybe going to the second round. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Same question, Thomas. How far you think these Suns are going and what's needed?
You know, I don't see them making the playoffs. I know that sounds crazy right now.
Yeah.
But I don't see them making the playoffs. I don't believe in them at all. I also said in previous episodes that I don't really take too much from the first 20 games of the season. Once we get people in scouting reports and all of that, and schemes start getting worked up for the second half of the season, before the second half on defense for teams and players, things be changing. I got a number of respect for Devin Booker. He's had a great career. He's a sharpshooter. He's really like that. But I don't think they really got anybody else. I don't believe in Jalen Green. I'm here in Houston. I watched him live. He's not a shooting guard and he's not a point guard. And I think a lot of these guys get into the league with this crazy athleticism and it looks good and it sells tickets. And then you realize you don't got nothing at the end of the day. And I think that's what Jalen Green is. Unless he get back to shooting threes and turning around, no looking before the ball goes in the basket. If that Jalen Green comes back, then, hey, I stand corrected. But I don't believe he's coming back.
When he was with the Rockets, what do you think he was like? What was he missing? You think when he was with the Rockets,
Jalen Green, when he came to the Rockets, he was 2 Jalen Greens. He was a Jalen Green before getting in a celebrity relationship with Drea, okay, all right, who he's now gotten pregnant, right? Little current event talk, right? Before he got with her, he was coming up that court and he was giving every NBA team the business on the offensive side. Okay, he was known when to make that pass, when the help was coming, and all of that. I was seeing it live. He was shooting from 3 like Curry and turning around to go up the court before the ball went in the basket. That was a Jalen Green that I was like, okay, we might be on to something. Then he got this off the court stuff going on, and I started to see a different Jalen Green, to where who we saw in the playoffs the last time that had the whole Houston fan base like, nah, get rid of this guy. And so I think a lot of times, players be having things going on off the court that has them being somebody different, and environment is everything for these guys. And they not just hoopers, no matter what the situation. That's why I say Kobe is the man, not to get off topic, because this guy was coming in dropping 50, 60 after coming in from court, being accused of the R word. Like,
Right.
that's unheard of. That's different. You know what I'm saying? And so I like Jalen Green. You know, he's a great talent, but I don't see him bringing much to the table. And then Dylan Brooks, okay, cool. He's an NBA player. He gets way more attention than than he deserves, I believe. I do believe that Dylan Brooks, he's got his offensive game up a whole lot since being traded, because the team he got traded from gave him a lot of touches, and that's cool and all. But we in the Western Conference, let's be real. And so I ended off with saying I don't see them going far. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, and I'm standing on that.
Okay, Phoenix Suns. They don't have too much coming off the bench, right? Jalen Green is hurt right now, so he's out, right? You got Colin Gillespie, right? My dude from college, yeah, he's a little veteran now. He's they named number one guy coming off that bench. Big Mark Williams, who the Lakers said no to last year. Mark Williams, my guy from Duke, he has matured. His body is full now. He looks strong, and so I can see him doing a lot of damage in the NBA in the near future. Mark Williams, I'm talking about. Dylan Brooks is Dylan Brooks. Devin Booker, the superstar, he's hurt again, right? Groin strain. He stays with that. Always groin strain. So I don't know. I mean, they doing well without him. I don't know how far they go. I got them in the play-in tournament. I don't know if they come out the play-in tournament. And if they do, when I'm stuck, because it's still early in the season for certain teams, and I'm not sure which way this team is going to go. And so, but the way they playing, if they can continue to play the way they playing, I can see them getting that 6th seed in the playoffs, and I'll leave it like that. But again, they're one of those teams that is, for me, is just too early for me to tell. There's certain teams, yeah, it's 20, 25 games in, I could tell you where they're going to wind up. All right, but I'm not sure about this team, so I'm going to leave it like that. But they playing well. They playing well, and Devin's been hurt. So, Rel, we're going to dissect my team, the last Pacific Division team, Los Angeles Lakers. You see I'm smiling because I got a lot to say. I need to know from both of y'all, start with you, Rel, how far and what do you think my Lakers need?
Y'all be nice.
I'm gonna be nice, man. The Lakers got a squad. Y'all have everything y'all need. I'm just wondering how the saga with LeBron gonna play out. Is this gonna be his last year?
Right.
It seems like it's been kind of teased that way, that he's not completely happy with everything right now. But I feel like he's gonna play ball and continue to hoop for this final year at least. And I haven't gone far. Possibly. I already said the Wolves and the Nuggets was going to the conference finals, so I'll probably say they going to the second round at least and just battling it out. But I got them going far. Y'all have all the tools y'all need. Y'all got Luka. Austin Reeves been going crazy. So y'all got all the tools. Y'all can definitely do it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Same question, Thomas. How far? What you think my Lakers need?
Listen, man. Your boy LeBron has a guy on his team once again who is he's leading in points per game at 35 a game.
Yeah.
He's leading in assists per game at right at 10 assists per game.
Yeah.
And he's leading in rebounds.
Yeah, Luka.
Per game. Leading the team at 10 plus in rebounds. And so I think D Wade. I think I think all of that when I see this, and it's like, yeah, everybody's talking about LeBron's tired. I think he's playing along with the theater. I saw him dunk the other night on a fast break from the pass from Luka,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't look like no problems to me. And so, I think we're gonna get. I think if LeBron now here's the thing, social media, y'all all know social media, it can make a good situation turn bad. I don't know what's what and what's real or not, but I've seen a couple videos where, recently they played in Dallas and Luca got a real big, applause from
Right.
from the audience. And LeBron, they social media clipped footage of LeBron reacting to that moment, standing next to Luca, like he wasn't absolutely happy he was getting this attention. And that's the only thing that I can see getting in the way of the Lakers winning a ring this year is LeBron not being fully willing to get a ring as the number 2 guy because he's 100% not as skilled as Luka. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care about legacies. Okay, Luka is Luka, and there's never been a time where LeBron was averaging 35, 10, and 10. Okay, and so if he takes that number 2 spot and plays the old man role, which everyone is allowing him to play with no backlash, missing all of these games and all of this, talking about injury this, injury that, we know he's not injured. Okay. I think he wants more money, but that's a whole nother conversation. I can see the Lakers winning a ring this year.
Mm.
I can see them winning a ring this year. You got guys like Giannis that could have gotten in the way, but we see who Giannis is at this time without a Middleton. And so, yeah, I just think the Lakers are set up for a ring. I don't see the Joker being able to beat them. Yeah, LeBron's LeBron. I saw a play. I ended off with this. I saw a play where it was the end of the game recently, and this guy LeBron just called out. They were on defense. They called out the play they was gonna run. That opposing team was gonna run, and he jumped the pass.
Right.
Game winning play. If
Yeah.
you just get that from LeBron and match that with Luka and match that with everybody else they got and the young team they got, it's no reason why they shouldn't get a ring. And LeBron will have gotten another ring off the back of another Hall of Famer. That's how I look at it.
Okay, well, I thank y'all for your nice opinions. I know, Thomas, you ain't a LeBron fan. So I got 2 things with my Lakers. Number one, I just want to clear up some things real quick. LeBron knows he's now the 3rd player on the team. It's Luka, it's Austin Reeves, and then LeBron. LeBron knows if he needs to be the 2nd at any given game because Reeves is not on or Luke is not on, it's not an issue. I watch just about every Laker game. And LeBron, he's 40. He's going to be 41 in a few weeks. 41 in a few weeks. He knows. He knows. He's JJ Redick got him on a good, managing his time very well. For he can get rest, so those old legs could be there late 4th quarter. When he's hot, he's hot. When he's not hot, he knows what to do. So LeBron is not going to be an issue. He knows and if you've been watching him, the ball goes to Luka's hands. And then sometimes Luka give it right back to him like, no, old man, I need you in the game too. So no issue there. I didn't think it would be an issue because he did that, done that. Okay, so there's no issue there. LeBron's going to do whatever LeBron's going to do to make this team win. My only issue with my Lakers is this. I don't think we have enough size. So I'm praying and I'm hoping this deadline start next week. I know 2 players, Gafford from Dallas. We're very interested in Gafford. and I don't think the Dallas is going to keep him because of the contract they just gave him. Now seeing that with what my guy from Duke is doing, Cooper Flag, right, along with AD and Derek Lively when he come, no need for Gafford. We can free that money up. You know what I'm saying? And get something else. No need for Gafford. So if we can get Gafford, because the Lakers is very highly on this dude. If we can get Gafford and keep Ayton and Hayes, now I got my Lakers going into a Game 7 in the Western Conference against the Thunder. And I can't tell you the results. But for right now, with the team I have, I can see us, if we can avoid playing the Thunder, I can see us squeaking into the Western Conference with this team, squeaking in. Because Ayton got to be Ayton, and they feeding him like crazy right now just to get him, to keep him engaged, because you got to keep him engaged early. Jackson Hayes is our energized bunny. He's going to be engaged as soon as he walks off. We just want him to play smart ball and don't get caught up with the drama, because he loves to foul and be a little dirty. So, but yeah, I got my Lakers. I got my Lakers going far, but we need another big. We don't need no more scoring. We got enough scoring. We just need another big to go with Jackson Hayes and Ayton. And if we can get either Gafford or marketing from Utah, it's another player they talking about. If we can get either one of those in the next 2 months, this shit is on.
You trying to put together the Avengers.
No, hey, listen, because that's the way it is, and that's what it is out there in the West.
Hey, why don't you just do this, all you Laker fans? Why don't you just do this? Why don't you go get Giannis? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you go give up Hayes and draft picks and whoever else, and just go pick up Giannis? He don't want to be there. He would love to come to LA. He had on a Warriors jersey the other day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was out there in the Golden State for what? I don't know. Who knows?
Okay.
You know he don't want to be where he want to be. You know what I'm saying? And your boy, your head of your team over there, LeBron, he's already done this before, so it wouldn't be nothing new. Wouldn't be no shock to it. Might as well go get Giannis and go get 2-3 more rings. Well, you know what I'm saying? Since y'all need more. Since you feel like y'all need more. Or y'all could do the more respectable thing and add to your team the respectable way. Maybe go get Dwight Howard from overseas to stop playing. And it'll be a different situation now, because LeBron, the last time Dwight was over there, was number one guy.
Right.
It should be different. Dwight Howard said, LeBron likes guys that kiss up to him. I'm not that kind of guy. That's why it didn't work. Maybe coming back to Luka is the number one guy. Will be a different energy, different vibe. Dwight Howard still balls. You know what I'm saying? And so y'all got options, but ultimately, come on now. How much more do y'all need?
We just need another big. We need another big, because Ayton, we gonna keep him engaged. He got Luka, he got LeBron to feed it to him, so he's gonna remain engaged. And plus, you know, he's around all the Hall of Famers there, right? But then Jackson Hayes, he's not an offensive guy. He's a defensive guy, and he's still light in the ass as far as weight. Well, I need another big. I need weight. I need another big with some weight on him. So if we can get Gafford, I'd be happy with that. Then now we saying something. So that's where I got my Lakers. If we can get Gafford on marketing, yeah, we going to Game 7, Western Conference Finals against the champs. And I'm going to leave it like that. Yes. So we just finished dissecting, fellas, the Pacific Division. I want to get into the second question, Rel. Yes, it's about a man we just been talking about. We're talking about Giannis. And the question is this. If Giannis decides to be traded from the Milwaukee Bucks by the trade deadline on February 6th, 3 p.m. How much is too much for any team that's interested to give up? Because the reason before I even hear your response, let me ask you why let me tell you guys why I'm asking this question. I'm asking this question because Giannis is truly a freak of nature. I think all three of us know this. And he's only 31 years old, right? As of December 6th, right? So he just turned 31 years old 3 days ago, right? He's 12-year veteran, right? 12 years is nothing, right? Yes, he has missed over 100 games. Yeah, injury. They're damn near over 100 games, right? Now, but he's still unstoppable when playing. And so the question again, Rel and Thomas, is this. If Giannis decides to be traded for the Milwaukee Bucks by the trade deadline on February 6th of next year at 3 p.m., how much is too much for any team that's interested to give up? Talk to me, Rel.
I wouldn't trade my franchise player. So say if I'm the New York Knicks,
Right.
I would keep Jalen. I would keep Brunson, but everybody else could go.
Okay.
So come up with a package, whether it's 1 or 2 players or some draft picks, they could go. So maybe if it's Cat or someone, Cat could go to Milwaukee for Giannis.
Okay.
So only thing I wouldn't do is go franchise player for franchise player for Giannis. I will make sure I keep my main centerpiece, my main leader of the team, and figure out a way to negotiate to get him to whether it be the second in command as a picks or second in command, maybe a 6-man or role player. But anyone else is expendable aside from the franchise player.
Okay. All right. That's a good question. That's a good response there. Same question, Thomas. How much is too much for Giannis?
I would say the same thing, to make it a bit different. I guess, I was never really sold by the whole freak of nature thing. Like, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. You're a freak of nature physically. You got in the gym. Now you're this big dude. But at the end of the day, can you shoot? And how long have you been in the league and you still haven't developed a consistent elbow free throw jumper? You know what I'm saying? Turn around, fade away, post jumper. You know what I'm saying? You haven't developed that consistently yet. You're not really a freak. LeBron is the freak. You know what I'm saying? He's the real freak of nature. The guy to come in here with that kind of build and strength and still pass and still hit threes and still hit middies and all of these things that he's still doing, And so I think that we were in a rush, the league was in a rush to try to figure out who was coming after LeBron, and they really liked the idea of Giannis. But realistically, no, you don't give up your main player for him. So I agree with Rel. And depending on who you are, you don't give up your second best player. I mean, listen, Brunson and Giannis sounds good until you're in the playoffs and you need a jump shot. You know what I'm saying? Giannis and Curry sounds good in the playoffs until you need a jump shot. And so it's just Chris Middleton. He had 40-point games, 35-point games for them to win them chips. He made up for that shooting in a way that other players in the league, except for the greats, really don't.
Right.
And so who are you putting Giannis with at this point where you're going to have him be the 3 or the number 2 guy and their number 1 is capable of that 35 plus 40 points in the playoffs? Who are you putting them with? Where you don't get rid of your LeBron or you don't get rid of your Luka or you don't get rid of your who else? Yeah. I mean, we're not even talking about the Thunder.
Right.
Who do you get rid of? It doesn't even make sense. What I'm getting at right now is dudes need to tough it out and figure it out and go on a summer streak of adding to their game. We should not be sitting here talking about this guy who, already won a ring with his main team, and we trying to figure out where he needs to go now to make it better for him. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I don't respect it. He needs to figure it out there, make some more trades with these other guys on your team. Figure it out. Add to your game. You know what I'm saying? LeBron used to not be a great shooter. Dude is a great shooter now, I would say. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you adding to your game? How are you getting better? You know what I'm saying? And you just leaning on the strength thing and the freak thing. The freak ain't getting you nowhere.
Okay.
He just had Damian Lillard at his side.
Yeah. Well,
where is he going? Where is he going?
Well, early in the show, I did mention 5 teams that several media outlets is really talking about him being a possibility being there and what players will have to leave. His choice over the summer, his preference, he only made one preference, and everybody know that's the New York Knicks. So if we stick and stay with the Knicks would definitely have to give up the Catman, OG, and maybe Deuce McBride coming off that bench. So I'm going to ask y'all, is that too much for the Knicks to give up? Before we end this show, I'm just going to leave it with the Knicks. Is that too much? Is Catman, OG, and Deuce McBride, and then all Catman, Mikal Bridges, and Deuce McBride?
Catman is not giving you 35 points in a playoff game for the win. He's not giving you that. So I'm talking about those caliber of players are not tradable when it comes to Giannis. You see what I'm saying? So you can trade out a Catman, but at the end of the day, what is Giannis going to give you? In the thick of the playoffs, the finals, the conference final, what is Giannis giving you? Do we remember what he was giving up back when they won the chip? Because it wasn't 50, it wasn't 40.
Okay.
All right. Well, what you think, Rel? Because I'm listening to Thomas, right? It don't sound like you're a real Giannis fan. But what, as an NBA fan here, this guy is unstoppable. Regardless if he's hitting this mid-range, not so much consistent. He's hitting them from time to time. He's been trying to hit the 3 from time to time. He's gotten better on his free throws, right? But he's unstoppable. So he's unstoppable. And there's no other player in NBA that's unstoppable. So what's too much?
Hey dad, look, this is funny because when you use the terminology unstoppable, right? Like guys like Curry is unstoppable. Okay, guys like Luka, guys like OKC's point guard. These are the unstoppable guys. When we talk about guys that go 10 for 17 on 2-pointers, that's not unstoppable no more. You see what I'm saying? We're talking about Giannis, okay? All right. You might come out with 30 points, but that's 10 and 14 on 2-pointers.
But
that sound good.
But you got to think about
when I say unstoppable, which means he's getting those 2 points, and those are and ones. He's getting that starting center or power forward in foul trouble every game. They're in foul trouble every game. Who's next to come off that bench? That's the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's what Kareem used to do. All right? That's what Kareem, the Bill Russells, right? And I can go on and on with a few more back then. When you can get your starting opponent on the bench quick because you can't stop him, and now that bench players start to come in, that's when you start eating them alive. He's unstoppable, man. Regardless, he's unstoppable. You can't stop this man. He can't be stopped. He can't be stopped. They tried, they tried last year, the wall. Though he broke the wall, and nobody even talking about the wall this year. Ain't no wall.
Hey, look. The muscles look good, right?
I ain't think about the muscles.
But it must be the muscles you're looking at, because Giannis in the playoffs is averaging in his career 24 points per game. That's not freak of nature.
You said he's not a game changer, is what you said.
He's not really the game changer that we want to believe he is. First of all, I would rather put the ball in the Joker's hand and have him bring the ball up than Giannis. Okay? Giannis can't shoot, and Giannis also don't have passing ability. So it's like you just really like you're a big boulder and you ready to go through anybody, and that sounds good, but that don't work in the playoffs. That works in the regular season. That doesn't work in the playoffs, and that's why we're talking about trading them right now.
Well, listen, he didn't ask for a trade, number one. But if ownership decides they're gonna like just tank the ship and say, you know what, we're gonna get what we're gonna get from this guy, we want to trade you.
When the last time you said he didn't ask for a trade?
He hasn't asked for a trade yet.
When the last time you seen a player the caliber of Giannis on a team and he walking around in another team's jersey?
Listen, I haven't. It hasn't been a while. I haven't. So I didn't even know he was out there in Golden State. So maybe that's where he want to be.
But let me ask you this.
If it doesn't work out, now, let's talk about the Warriors, because Warriors was one of the teams that's on that I talked about earlier. That a lot of these media outlets, they threw Draymond Green in this package. I don't know if Curry and them will want to let Green go, right? But the other players are Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Pasinski, and Moses Moody for Giannis. Okay, now if you can keep the rest and get rid of those three and get Giannis. Okay, now, all right. So now you rocking and rolling, Warriors.
Yo,
if
come
what's
on,
happen, we're gonna see.
Yo, where's the integrity at? Like,
that been gone, bro. Like that left 15 years ago.
Well, he needs to be selfish because he hasn't been selfish. He's been with the Bucks for 12 years straight. He's been very loyal to the Milwaukee, the city of Milwaukee. He got them their second chip in 50 years. He don't owe them a damn thing. So I believe he needs to be selfish. I believe he needs to leave. He needs to say it's time for me to go.
Hey, Tommy
y'all
Ommy.
don't have nothing for me here.
Tommy Ommy, the only way I would respect a ring coming from the Golden State Warriors with a combination of Curry and Giannis is if Giannis is playing the whole, because they're going to have to trade their whole damn team for him. Their whole bench is gone, right? So the only way I can, but I believe he's so dominant and Curry is still who he is, even though he's getting older, they could win a ring together. The only way I respect him getting a ring with Curry is if he playing 40 minutes.
Okay.
And that would have to be the case.
All right. Well, I
feel like he'll give you 40 minutes if you get traded.
Yeah.
He has something to prove.
Yeah.
That's what I want to feel from these.
Now, because
I want to feel that from Harden.
Right, because he's hurt right now.
These guys,
right?
Like they got something to prove.
Right.
Like they get too much money, yo.
So Giannis is out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, right? No. He ain't hurt. Okay?
Exactly.
Ain't a damn thing wrong with him.
If you saw the play, and I watched it again last night, and I advise y'all when we finish, just watch the play. It was no contact with no other player, right? Was no wet spot on the floor. They said it was with no wet spot on the floor, and the acting was so horrible. But I think he thought he can get over on the acting because I don't know what he was thinking. There's always cameras on you, even if you don't have the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I think he thought he was in a position where the camera was not going to be really on him, and he did a fake left. I think it was the left leg, and then just dropped. You got to see it. You got to see it. I laugh every time. You got to see it. I said, right, and see, but all the media outlets is just saying, you know, and that's their way because they really can't say too much, right? But you know, ain't nobody holding me back, so that was bullshit, right? Because it was a phantom injury. Nothing happened, and the way they talking is like there was no contact with no other player. When they say that, 9 out of 10, they saying what I'm saying right now. He faked the goddamn injury. You know what I'm saying? And will be reevaluated in the next 2-3 weeks. My guy know next week is next week, December 15th. He knows from right now as we speak, up until December 14th, he got to make a decision. He has to make a decision to tell the Bucks what he wants to do. Either he's going to rock and roll and stay with them until May, or, yo, I want out now. I'm requesting the trade, and I want out now before December 6th. So you guys, and this is my preference. New York Knicks, still the Knicks. We need to start working on that right now, and they'll give him what he want, because I don't think they're gonna hold him back. They'll give him what he want. Yeah. So, but he hasn't requested for a trade. But the ownership may say, yo, you know what? He ain't make up his 9 yet. Yo, we ain't going nowhere. Let's just rebuild. Yo, Giannis, you ain't got to bust your brain no more, dude. We going to trade you. We going to trade you before December 6th. So either one is going to happen. I truly believe. I can't see him staying there all the way to the end of the season. For what? For what? It's be a waste of his career. For what? Then he gets injured. It might be, you know, mess up his Achilles. Now he's out to the 27-28 season. Come on. You're not doing that. So you might as well just get out of there. Anyway, well, fellas, I want to thank y'all. We still got one more division in the Western Conference to break down. And yes, it is the 8th week of the season. And this season, I don't know about for y'all, it's been moving kind of fast for me, right? Listen. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me in my basement. To all my viewers and to my listeners, please continue to check me out on my YouTube and subscribe. Check me out on my streaming platform, Spotify. Yes, I'm TikTok live. Every Tuesday and Thursday, at least I try to be 8 p.m. Eastern time, giving them and giving you the smoking mix sports topics. Yes, a lot to talk about. Remember to check out the Even Flow Coffee Company, created to combine the interests of coffee lovers, fashion, and music. For more information or to make a purchase, visit evenflowcoffee.com. As I always say, sports is what keeps this world from going insane, either in a pandemic or no pandemic. Until next time, take care.